Hi, welcome. This is the 12 noon. Kelsey for Bex today. Bex is off out and about. Got an appointment to go to, I believe. So she'll be picking up the 4 p.m. But the 4 p.m s are my shift this week. So we'll see where Bex starts us off with the sway routine today. And then I'll pick it up from there. So yeah, just coming in for Bex, tag teaming away as we normally do. One helps one out, the other helps another. I hope Bex has got home. She travelled last night after the course had finished. It's a long way for her. Pretty much in the Midlands, you can go any which way. 3 hours, 4 hours tops. You can be in most places. You can be in Wales, you could be in Scotland, you can be on the south coast. Pretty much 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It's not bad. And to be honest, driving home on Saturday after the course, just for the 2 hours 45 minutes from Liverpool, that was enough. Never mind about the double, triple the amount that Beck sometimes drives. Anyway, I'm in the garden. It's a lovely day. It's changed. The season's doing something different now. Can you feel it? Can you smell it? The sun feels different. The smell when you open the door and walk out in the morning, it feels a bit different. It tastes a bit different, if that at all makes any sense. But where we can, still crowbar in a bit of an outdoor movement snack. Hey, are you joining me outdoors today, Vivian and Paul? Or are you in a kind of a windowed area so you can still suck a bit of the sunshine in and feel it, but you're not in it so much? There might be a little bit of tip-tapping away, banging. You might hear a few voices just coming from over next door but one's garden. They're just building a little outhouse man cave thing with a wood burning stove in. And Dad and son are busy in a way on that. So you might hear a little bit like that in the background. Other than that, it's quite peaceful and quiet out here. Right, afternoon, Maddie. I can see you've just arrived. Jenny Carlson's in. Gillian Matthews is in. The Dickinson duo are in. Okay, Maddie's half in, half out then. You got the back door open. You can feel it coming through, but you're not in it as much. Right. Gillian's been Pilates with Chris this morning. It's sunny in Devon again. Sometimes it makes me feel like we're living in the wrong place. We should all just move to Devon. It seems rather sunny there all the time. Carol Watson's just arrived. Right, we've got a team of us in, ready to get stuck in to a movement snack. Is there any... No, all good for the rest of it. 1 minute to go or so. And then we will... Well, it will be a go, go, go. Anything planned for this afternoon that you briefly wanted to share? I think I'm just going to be on the laptop planning some football drills and sessions, and then an LLT meeting not tomorrow, tonight when I get back. Oh, I've got a slightly wet butt. There's a little bit of a wet patch on this chair. Right, 12 noon it is. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Typical. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. It's officially 12 noon and someone's just turned the electric machinery on. Follow up if you're struggling to hear, and we'll do our best. Work with what we've got. Today is Monday the 4th of September. All right, let's go. So if you started in seated, I'm going to try and keep my head out of this little tree here, because there's a rather big spider in a web there. So let me get up and then hip walk forward. So I'm kind of truly out the way here. Feet underneath the knees, ankles start working with our foot pedals. With posture, we can make small adjustments, lifting up and out of the lower back and into the trunk. Shoulders, just take them back and down. Have your hands wherever's comfortable in seated, and in standing you might want your hands or hand onto external support wherever it may be, in front of you or to the side of you, or maybe even both sides. Just let the arms lazily swing by your side, picking up the knees when you're ready for your leg march. I did start that quite a while ago actually. Rolling and treading through the feet, making that a really specific action and movement there. Let's get the elbows bent and the shoulders moving in an arm swing. As you know, both arms in together or a single arm at a time whilst you hold on to your external support. And I do say hold, but it's not really a hold as such. It's just really resting your hand, your palm, your fingertips, or even just one or two fingers onto external support. The rest of you should be supporting your body in this action, but if you feel at all less confident or unsteady, that's where the external support comes in nicely. Anyway, we should be feeling the effects of this now. A little bit warmer, a little bit looser, blood moving faster around the body, heart rate slightly lifted, and breathing slightly wider and deeper into the rib cage and the lungs. Have I got a spider on me? Let's hope not. Bring that down. Settle yourself. Maybe just have a look down at your feet. Have a feel of where your weight distribution is, even 50-50. Think about where you are in your posture and your positioning. Just have a quick checklist, up and down or down and up, bottom up. That bottom though. Right, let's move on to our first move. So if you've got a chair or an armchair, if you've got a stool or anything like that that you can have in front of you, approach it. Now what we're going to have a go at doing is just some directional stepping actions which will help us navigate around the space that we're in, and also help us navigate around any obstacles as well. So what we'll do here is stand tall, have some external support, maybe it's a tabletop level work surface, and just take a little glance down and then take the leg round the chair and plant it down here. Take a pause, settle, and then push back. A strong, steady push back to base. Maybe just one or two more of those. And then have a go towards the other side. Now here from seated, what we've got is a little bit of a wider step out, as if you're kind of stepping outwards or into a car seat. You're getting your legs into a bench seating area, a picnic bench, a booth in a cafe, let's say. So we'll step out, place there. You might bring the other foot to it, but we're going to step back in and sit tall. Over to the other side. So there's a little bit of a swizz on your hips there to open them out a bit more to a diagonal than square to the front. And if needs be, there might be a little requirement to kind of tilt back as you step. So have your hands down by the side of you, or just slightly but comfortably behind you, to give your upper body a little bit of reminder, uplift to there. So if you're on the other side, where's that spider gone? There he is, there he is. Reset your feet, don't set off until you've kind of reset and you're ready again. Stepping around, navigating obstacles, objects, hazards, if deemed to be a hazard, or anything else in between. Right, now sit-downers, you might want to do a few more of those sideways opening, hip opening, outering type stepping actions. In standing, we're going to have a see whether we can travel around. You might want to only do a quarter turn and then come back, or place your feet together and have a pause and then go to the other side. What I mean by that is a step forwards with all varying different levels of support, and then swizz your feet round to the side. Now you might want to swizz back round and come back to base and try that again on the other side. So a step, not a massive one. A swizz round, depending on the flooring underneath your feet, will make that swizz harder or easier. Another swizz back round, which requires a little bit of a heel lift. A little bit of a heel lift and a swizz round on the balls of your feet, really. So a step, a little lift, hotch the heels round, swizz back round and back to base. Some of you might feel ready and happy to do a step, a swizz, step that same leg forwards again. So we're quarter turning each time. Ooh, about fell down the hole there. And then you've gone a full circle, quarter turning at each point. So it's like a bit of a pivot turn. Stepping forwards with the left leg I am now. So I'll step forwards as again with the left leg. Step forwards with the left leg again. Little heel lift to swizz round, step forwards to the left again, and then back to base. See how you do with that. Now in seated, that might be a bit tricky for us to do that. So we can step forwards and we can have a little swizz with our feet, but our bum isn't, our hips aren't going to move with them. So bit of a split stance position, heel switch. How was that? Small step, heel switch, just switching shifting the heels around, those smaller moves that we do when we readjust our feet. And for those of you in seated, put in a few heel raises as well. So if you want, put some load through your arms or even into your forearms, so that we can push up against our top half leaning in towards us. If you've not long got some shopping through the front door, you can have a sit down, put a shopping bag on your knee and go through some lifting and lowering actions like that. Or, you know, the top half of your body can act as a load as well as a bit of resistance to work against the heel raises. Now, stand-uppers, just one slight other add-on there. Take a pause at all if you notice any unsteadiness, dizziness. You may need to compensatory step it, so reactive step it should balance be challenged. But we've got external support around us that we're hopefully using too for that. For those of you who might want this, have your external support to one side. And we've got the leg furthest away from external support here. We're going to try a half turn. So that's a step, a swizz all the way round, and then bring the feet together. So you're now facing the opposite direction. Not a massive step. Lifting the heels. See if you can turn all around, all the way around, and then back to base. Now your feet are going to come into a narrower position there. So as you step, you're probably going to step slightly in line with the back leg. And as you turn around, you'll end up in that slightly narrower position. So this may well be a balance challenge for some of you. So step, narrow, lift, turn, and then back to base. Yes, the carpet, no, the grass is getting some work here. Take a pause there when you've done. The spider. Okay, right. Last thing that we're going to do then, if you are in standing, I'm just going to get, oh, here I can use this, the t-shirt that I took off earlier. If you're in standing, we're going to do a little bit of wrist loading. It's up to you whether you want to do that with your hands against the wall, so flat against the wall, which will require you to have some comfort in getting the wrist into that position as your hands flat against the wall. See how you feel with that. You might want to have your hands over the top of a tabletop or a work surface, which makes the position and the angle of the wrist a little bit more comfortable maybe. Or you might want to use the seat of your chair again, or even a tabletop, coffee table low. Bend the knees, get the weight over the hands, and then you've got a little shift of your shoulders, and then recover. You could, depending on wrist comfort, bendy around the wrists, have a slightly modified, less bend into the wrist joints by holding the side of the seat and shifting there. If you've got your hands on the tabletop or a work surface or flat against the wall, it's the same. Just straight body, strong in the centre, leaning some weight in and easing the weight off. Leaning the weight in, easing the weight off. Here's your standing, here's your seated version. Top hand and bottom hand. We have got that good old squeeze, twist, and a pull on the end if you would like. Relax. So here we are with shoulders down position, lengthen torso, hands at around chest level, mid-chest, squeezing, gripping, tightening the grasp there, turning the elbows into the trunk, and at the same time kind of crisscrossing the wrists. Knuckles are pointing forwards now. Oh, and the pull and relax. Relax and reset. Squeezing in, wringing it out, pulling, increasing grip, strength, grip security, confidence in grip when holding heavier items, gripping and pulling, gripping and twisting as we take off jars, loosen jars, undo jars, pulling off lids, caps, bed sheets, folding clothes, and all of those hand related things, and there are rather a lot of them in our collection of moves throughout the day. There we go. That's all for today. There we have your 12 noon content. 25 degrees in Bremen, Red Rita. That's rather nice, isn't it? Although that's just warmed me up. The strength type stuff just sends your temperature gauge up a little bit more so, doesn't it? So there we have your selection of moves for today. For today's lunchtime, noontime movement snack. Bex will be with you at 4 o'clock when she's back from being out and about. Have a great afternoon. I think I'm a little bit hungry now. I might grab some lunch. So enjoy. See you tomorrow.